Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Zcast. I'm your host, Bryn Raider, and here we have Kaio.
Hello.
Yes, unfortunately, Derangel, Squee, and none of the other staff had been able to join us this week. So, we will be going over week 4.
Woo.
Yeah, week 4 was a big
Weird.
week of. Yeah, it was a little bit strange. We saw a lot more of
One-sided fights.
a little bit more of the one-sided fights and a lot more of the um, deal damage to yourself to knock the enemy back,
Yeah,
which
that
is really
was
weird. We haven't seen that as much with this new
yeah.
difficulty.
I mean, but it happens.
Yeah, it
Sometimes it
does.
just I think it's infectious. Like one person does it and everyone's else like, "Oh yeah, we can do that."
Yeah,
And they did it a
yeah, and
lot.
we also experienced some slowdown, but that should be smoothed over within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Squeeze trying a new audio cable program so
Right.
that his co-commentators will be able to listen to the actual game sounds as well as commentate.
Which makes
It's real.
sense.
It's really nifty. I got the full experience with XCOM the other day.
And it was working well with XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that game is buggy as hell sometimes on its own, but it looked like he worked out some of the kinks since
Oh
DBZ
yeah,
League.
definitely, definitely.
So I'll be looking forward to it this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna just segue it back to that.
Yeah, let's segue it back to DBZ League. First up, we will go over the matches that were this week, which we have match one, Boos versus Super Saiyans, and the Boos. They
Ah,
really did try. Evil Boo tried, but didn't do as well as he usually does.
yeah, I mean, I just faced the Boos the week before, and Evil Boo was the bane of my team's existence.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
he just didn't want to. He just couldn't catch his mojo like he did last time.
Yeah.
And poor kid Boo, he came in, he dominated Trunks.
Yep.
He showed the league why he was so dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
and then just ran
Into
out of
Goku.
steam when Goku came in.
Yep. And
Go
Goku. I've said time and time again, he is their better player now.
Oh, yeah, and I think this week really proved it that
Mm-hmm.
no
He.
one should be happy anymore when Goku is in the lineup.
Yeah.
Not that exactly anyone was happy when any of the Super Saiyans were in the lineup, but
Last
yeah,
season, I would disagree with you because End Goku was really iffy, but this
right,
season, jeez.
yeah, no, the he's just been dangerous as all hell.
Yeah. It
Um,
was a fairly solid match from the Super Saiyans, of course. They
yeah, I
still
mean,
have yet to lose any game, even in the preseason.
yeah, and I think I forget who it was, but I'm pretty sure one of their guys didn't even go touch with the field, sadly.
Pretty sure it was Gohan, because I'm pretty
Uh,
sure they had Vegeta start and Vegeta versus Mid Vegeta on the
right.
Boos. Then it was Trunks, and then it was Goku.
Um, yeah, you're right. It
Mm-hmm.
looks like it was Gohan.
Yeah.
I had to think for a second because so many Gohans in this league.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it was just I was really
There's.
hoping that the Boos would be able to do it because I mean the Boos are they're scary, but
Oh yeah,
it was just an off week for them. I think they'll be able to bounce back up, real quick.
definitely, definitely.
Everyone has that off week.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it that's what it looks like for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, but
Except for the Super Saiyans, they're still very dominant.
ooh,
Um, I'm not quite sure if there's anything else we need to say about match one. It was a clean cut victory for the Super Saiyans.
yeah,
Oob wasn't really even given any time to do anything, if I recall correctly.
I think we broke him.
Perhaps.
It was that backhand by Spopovich into the rock.
Maybe
It jostled something.
broke his and he started. I thought that Mid Vegeta started. Never mind.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, Oob started right.
Yeah, and he did like practically nothing against Vegeta.
I thought he faced Trunks first.
No. And Vegeta
Really?
started the Super Saiyans.
Oh, that's right. Damn.
Yeah.
It's been a couple days since
Yeah,
since
we're recording this on
so
Thursday.
so fair
So,
warning. Oh, that's right. Vegeta had to come in for the booze to
yes.
I mean, Oob took down 2.5 bars of Vegeta or something along those lines, I think. Or did I go too far in the No, never mind. He took out 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went a little too far, and apparently the Vegeta the Boos have just went to town on Vegeta.
Mhm.
How
But
many
then
times did
got
he say?
thoroughly smashed by Trunks, if I recall correctly.
Yes, and that's why Kid Buu had to come in.
Mhm.
But
But then, yeah.
but then, like we said, Goku. But I
Yes.
think I think we definitely don't have anything else to add.
Yes. On to match 2. We have the Saiyans versus the androids. And this was a very close match, a lot closer than the Super Saiyans were,
Probably
or the Saiyans. Jeez, what is wrong with me? The Saiyans
this
were
was probably
comfortable
the
with.
yes, but this was probably the closest match of the entire week.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a fun. I think this actually may have been my favorite match of the week, personally. It was pretty neck and neck, I thought, for
Yeah,
the
it was
most part.
fairly close.
But friggin' oh man, the apes tagging at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was amazing. Oh, it's so fun seeing multiple apes at the same time. I think it was who? Scouter Vegeta and King
King
Vegeta
Vegeta, yeah.
were yeah, they both
Father
just
and
turned
son formed a tag
oh,
team, and it was
oh,
glorious.
it
They were able
really
to take down.
was.
Yeah, the Saiyans have done that again, like sometime this season, I think, either in the preseason or in the main season. But I seem to remember something like that happening.
I
Just
feel like it I feel like it was the preseason for some reason.
yeah, King Vegeta and somebody else just continuously tagging against
Yeah, yes,
Muscle. I think
that's very possible.
could have
But
been last week.
it was just great. King Vegeta was getting pounded on by Cell, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a monkey. Go die."
Yeah, it
Oh,
was a very interesting and strong match.
yeah, and I think Jiro kind of got not fully nullified, but I don't think he could really do what he usually did.
Yeah, he was fairly taken out. He was taken out fairly easily.
Yeah, because it was him versus the free agent Vegeta. I forget which one. End
And
Vegeta.
Vegeta, yes, and
Yes, it was
Vegeta
him
baseball.
versus End Vegeta, and Jiro had the upper hand at first, but End
And
Vegeta
Vegeta, he was
killed him
super
with almost
aggressive.
two. Yeah, and he killed him with almost 2 bars left,
Yeah.
which is really good because Jiro is one of the toughest people to actually finish off because he keeps regaining health
Mm-hmm.
either from the grabs or he does like to tag when he's near his own death.
Yeah.
And
He's a
Vegeta,
slippery little bastard.
yeah, but and Vegeta, like you said, he was just aggressive. He
Mm-hmm.
took it to Jiro and then showed Cell not to mess with him.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a great match, and those are the types of matches I love watching, where
Yeah.
one team gets the upper hand, and then Cell came in. He was doing what he could,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just fun. I thought both teams put in a great showing.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think the Saiyans are going to be able to keep this momentum.
Yeah,
The next week they're going be going against the Gohans though, so that's going to be iffy. And
that
speaking about the Gohans, I'm going to segue into match 3.
yes, Vals versus the Gohans.
Yeah. And the Gohans have shown us that that one match by Bojack was not a fluke. He is continually
I'm
being
so mad about
strong.
that.
Yeah.
Not
You
because
lost
Bojack's
him.
doing. Yeah, yeah. For I probably said this already multiple times last week,
Mm-hmm.
but I was so close to win him in the bidding. But
Yep.
I am glad to see that the Gohans are getting him to work because
Mm-hmm.
I oh my god I'm still amazed Muscle let him go.
Yeah.
Uh, but you know what? Maybe he needed that different set of eyes to really get him
Yeah,
working, and then
maybe
but
maybe he needed to be on a team that is a lot faster so that he could be the counterpoint to that as well.
oh, he's definitely showing that he's faster. He took 18 right down.
Yeah, although 18 was on a new build and new AI, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, I was really
I
surprised because
was,
she did pretty well last week, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
extremely well against the cold team cold.
Yeah, and Trunks did okay.
Yeah, he did all right.
Did no, no, he
They
didn't.
were
I'm sorry.
he
I
did
mean,
okay.
he killed Bojack, but it took 3 bars of life to do it.
Yeah.
That's the
They
issue.
were they were for the longest time. The Vals have been trying to get him to be a melee character, and I think they switched him over to a B2 character. Let me check the build
Oh,
really quick.
oh, of course, this is the week that he decides, oh, I'm ready to be melee.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, let's see. That
Yeah,
is,
Super plus one, Ignition, Launcher Support, Power of Rage, Fighting Spirit, TNAI. But he
yeah, that,
was fairly melee heavy, so maybe they should look into keeping TNAI but giving him some attack boosts.
yeah. And then, I mean, then he had to go up against Teen Gohan, sadly, and
Yeah, that's
that ended with
never.
a brutal ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Teen. It goes to show that last season it was a very bad idea to to put Teen in Super Saiyan 1 because look at
oh
how well he's doing in Super Saiyan 2.
God, yeah. But you know who really surprised me?
Who?
Pan,
Yeah, she's been extremely consistent.
because she was kind of holding her own against Teen Gohan.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a full health Teen Gohan, but I think he had about 3 bars when she came in. She took him down till below his last bar,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm really glad to see that Pan is doing so well.
Yeah, she's at least average if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely doing better than last season. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like last season she was in bottom 3 or 4 and right now her average damage is 50k.
Yeah, and then goddamn Aurelie came
Yeah.
in, started killing, just dropping bodies everywhere, and then Saiyaman's like, "Not today, vile monster."
Mm-hmm.
I did that. I shouldn't do that. But it was just it's nice to see Saiyaman actually working too.
Yeah. It's
It's scary
extremely
to see
nice.
him work. Scary to see him work against Rayleigh of all people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, it was a great show. This one was actually a lot closer than I thought it was too. Because
Yeah.
I think it was just down to yeah, it was just him
It was
and
just
Rayleigh.
down to Aurelia and Saiyaman. Unfortunately, Saiyaman was able to out spam her.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good showing from the Vals, and I'm hoping next week maybe 18 will show more that we saw of her from week 3.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's
It for match 3. Let's go on to match 4. ED versus the Blades and Earth Defenders. We're trying a lot this week.
yes, and half of it worked.
Yes. Let's see. They were trying a kind of spammier B2 TN. But
That
that
didn't
got
work.
countered hard
Oh yeah, with
by Power
pa-
Body Trunks.
yeah. Whenever they they don't bring out Power Body on Trunks too often,
Yeah.
but god damn, it works
Well,
when it does.
I mean, that's the reason why ED lost last season as well because he sawed through most of our characters with
Yeah,
Power Body.
yeah, that was a friggin' scary Trunks.
Yep. But I mean, not only the fact that Tien did a roughly 12k, but then Chaozu came in and was doing fairly well. He had Eternal Life and Attack plus 2.
Yeah, let
if
him
I
get a
recall
lot more
correctly.
damage in.
Yeah, it was a fairly solid build for him. It let him stay out on the field a lot more. But
Yeah.
then Janimba came in, finished him off, and promptly wrecked Yamcha.
No,
And
no.
again,
Rex.
he showed us that last week was not a fluke as well.
Oh yeah, which I think may have been one of the bigger shockers.
Yes.
Because I mean, we've seen Janemba do well, but then it's usually followed by an equally abysmal week the next week, sort of
Hmm.
like a yo-yo effect. But no, no, he just decided he's going to be like that from now on.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
during the preseason and the first 2 weeks, he was kind of non existent.
yeah, but he didn't let Yamcha do anything.
Yeah, Yamcha ended up doing 3K, and I
Seven,
would
7K,
7K. I
3K was
would
his biggest stack.
argue that Yamcha, at least in my experience being the captain for the past 2 years until now, Yamcha has been either the best or the second best behind Goku for Earth Defenders in terms of
I
solidity.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think this season the second best may be moved down to Chaozu,
Yeah.
but other seasons Yamcha definitely.
Oh yeah. He has been fairly consistent, but I mean, he just got destroyed by Janimba. I don't know what's
He
going on.
he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Hmm.
And when you got a melee character that can't do anything, good
Yep.
things don't happen.
And then Goku came in on a sort of spammy build with Trunks AI, which I have to applaud them. Earth Defenders knew that Trunks AI was more solid than Tien AI. Um,
Yes.
with the 2 weeks that they had for Trunks, he did a higher average damage than the other 4 or 5 weeks that he was on Tien AI. So he still did fairly well. He did around 60K, right?
60, yeah, like 66, and that was only with hitting 1B2.
Yeah, that was pure melee.
So I mean, would have been nice if he did more with his max power mode. Yes, without a doubt.
Hmm.
But when you do probably about probably about, let's say, 50 like 58,000 damage in just melee,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Hmm. Plus, there was one of his V2s that was blocked, so
Yes.
that would have done more.
Yeah, but just the combination of Yamcha not being able to do like any damage at all and
Yeah.
Janemba being so amazing, it just you had a full health Tapion at the end, and I think there was still someone else he could have tagged to.
Hmm.
No, no, it was just Tapion, but
It
he
was
was a
just Tapion, and he at least took down a bar of him. But Tapion, after the amount of damage that Yajirobe was able to lay on him, which, to be fair, Blades put Yajirobe on his other legal AI, Tien AI,
yeah,
and he did really well.
yeah, he definitely whittled Goku down.
Hmm.
Um,
To put it
half a
in
bar,
unwinnable
Taffy.
range.
What was that?
To put it in unwinnable range for the
Yeah,
Earth Defenders.
and he took off half a bar for Tapion,
Yeah,
but
half a bar.
I
But
mean,
still,
oh yeah, no, it was a great showing from Goku, and it was just
yeah.
if ED can work out the kinks on the Tien and Yamcha,
Yeah. If Tien
then
and Yamcha had done at least a
anything.
combined total of 30 grand, then it would have been in Edie's favor.
Yeah,
But
but
them's the breaks. They got countered by Power Body, and Janimba was a beast.
yeah, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
On
On
to
to
match
match five.
6.
Five. Stop trying to make us skip your goddamn matches, okay? On
I
to
know.
match five.
I mean, I we can't sugarcoat it at all.
Mm-hmm.
13 and Broly just
Yeah,
destroyed my team.
the
They,
the two best characters of Muscle kind of took you to town.
yeah, no, 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 not kinda. They drove me to town, bought me a nice dinner, just went to town with me, and then just, oh, I don't even know where I'm going with this analogy, but they just
Yeah, maybe you should just drop that analogy. It's fine.
Probably.
It's fine.
Damn, they beat me.
Muscle had an extremely solid victory. Um, I
Damn.
mean,
Like, Majub did great.
yeah, he
Ma-
was actually
Majub,
spamming and doing melee. It was good.
which which pisses me off beyond belief because he never spammed before this week.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, sure. When we take the key +2 off, you decide to spam. But I mean, he was doing well against Roshi,
Yeah.
and then 13 came in and just shut my team
Down.
down.
Yep. And you didn't
And
have
then,
Spopovich in this week, did you?
no, we did.
Oh,
He went
I
up
don't
against,
remember him.
I think he killed 13, but
Yeah, and
then
then
Broly
Broly
came
came
in.
in and just wrecked him.
Yeah, because because what's the best thing to do against a big guy? Send in the bigger guy,
Yep.
and just oh my God, it hurt. It
Yeah.
hurt so bad.
I seem to
I mean,
recall Spopovich trying to do a couple of Berserker crashes and either getting punched out or completely
well,
missing with them.
that's what it was at the very end. I believe Spopovich still had. He was in max power mode, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or it was like he was either at the very last moment or right before it expired. He was about to do Berserker Crash, but Broly got off his like stomp jump right in
Yeah.
time and just interrupted it before he could start moving. And then Baby was all I had left at that point, and
Yeah, and
we haven't been able to get him to work.
Baby can't bring
And,
back a fight.
I mean, he did his ultimate. He almost killed Broly, but Super Boo didn't even jump on the field. There was
Yeah.
no chance I was winning that.
No.
I mean, it was just a great job from Muscle.
Mm-hmm. Extremely solid.
There's there's no other way. I can't even be that angry about it because it's not like my team didn't perform. It's they couldn't perform
Yeah, they were just shut
because
down.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So great job from Muscle.
And on to match 6, we have Rugrats versus Dragon Ball Warriors. We
Uh,
saw Gotenks.
was that 6?
Yeah, match 6, Rugrats versus
Oh.
Dragon Ball Warriors.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I thought Cold was next for some reason because I think they
No.
almost did the matches out of order. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
That's why. Um, we saw Go Tanks.
Yeah, we did. He was not. He was fairly aggressive, but he was kind of shut down.
Yeah, although yeah, he was. Although at the beginning, so was Tao. Cell
Yeah.
Jr. was amazing, and I mean, so was freaking early Goku. Oh my God, the Kaioken.
Yeah. Early Goku has been extremely solid this season.
Yeah, but and then like you said, Kid Trunks came in, and it wasn't long after he came in that
He
he
fused.
fused.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just I don't know what Gotenks was doing. He just Kid Goku just took him to town.
Yeah. Kid Goku was just a little bit faster than him, I think, and just kept stunning him.
Yeah, and
Sometimes, actually, a lot of the time, melee matches will be determined straight up by how fast your character's animations are, by how
yeah,
fast you can stun. If you can stun lock the opponent, then they can't do anything. They can't act.
yeah. I would actually love to know how much damage Kid Goku did,
Mm-hmm.
because early Goku got Gotenks down 1 bar of his 47 bars.
Yeah,
Kid Goku took him down to his to having only like 1.5 bars left. I mean that's an amazing showing from Kid Goku.
mm-hmm.
That's a full character plus. But
it was extremely solid.
yeah, and I mean the fusion game is kind of dangerous.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
sometimes it's a great big payoff, and sometimes it hurts because you're down a character technically.
Yeah, technically you're down two if you lose the fusion.
Right.
Yeah. If the fusion ends up not netting you at least 80K, it's not worth it. And this
Right.
time it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
we've seen plenty of times where it is.
oh yeah, we've seen blowouts by Gotenks. Like
I think,
complete blowouts.
yeah, I think it was just if he went up against a slower character.
Yeah, if
Like,
it was just
if
a bad
Gohan,
matchup.
yeah, like if it had been Gohan
Mhm.
against Gotenks, I think Gotenks probably would have won out.
Yeah,
Although,
because Gotenks would probably not have given him the time to charge and all of that.
yeah, and Doria was doing really well against Gohan, actually.
Yeah, it was actually kind of surprising. I think we saw an actual ultimate from him. Him, her, it.
Maybe. Definitely, we definitely saw headbreakers.
Yeah, we definitely
That
saw headbreakers.
or head crashers or whatever.
Yeah,
I
the
think it's
Doria
breaker.
headbreaker. Pretty sure.
Yeah, and then it actually got really close because it was just Cell Jr. on his last bar and Kid Goku on his last two.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was a good match,
Yeah,
and I think if Gotenks had been able to do a little more, it would have been Rugrats for sure. But Kid Goku.
yeah. And again, this is the only other team that has not dropped an actual match in the main season, but I'm pretty sure they dropped one in the preseason as well. Yeah, against the Gohans and
Right.
the Blades and the Super Saiyans.
Well, they may have been just testing a lot out.
Yeah, very well could have been, but they have been solid in the main
Oh,
season.
okay.
Only 4 weeks
Only
though.
one of. Yeah, I mean, but still, that's still impressive with how close a lot of these matches had been before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
On to match 7. We have
yeah,
Cold versus Ginyu, and geez, Cooler did stuff.
no, the whole team for Team Cold did stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's scary that Cooler's doing stuff, but it's also scary when Mecha Frieza comes out and decides, oh, I can throw my ultimates again.
Mm-hmm.
King Cold, it was nice to see him back.
Yeah.
You know,
It was
I think,
fantastic to see him back. And I honestly think that they made the right call with benching Zangia because
yeah,
overall, looking back on the damage that Cooler has done compared to Zangia, Zangia has been more of a detriment than Cooler has, especially now that he's doing stuff in this match.
yeah. I mean, it was worth a shot to test her out and try
Mm-hmm.
her out, but I think any more would just be costing them matches that they could be winning with Cooler or King Cold.
Yeah. And I'm not saying keep her on the free agent bench for the entire rest of the season. No, no, no. You should be like checking out AIs and trying to see if you can figure her out because
Oh yeah,
she
definitely
could
test her.
eventually, yeah, she could eventually maybe be better than Metacooler. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because it's very possible.
Yeah.
But I think right now, with how the team's doing, it's not worth bringing her in. But you should
Yes.
definitely test her for in case any of these characters derps.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, and then poor Ginyu Force.
Yeah.
They had been so strong. I just Cold was just so overwhelmingly powerful.
Yeah. Um Cold hit their stride this week
Yeah,
and Ginyu unfortunately couldn't keep up. I mean, from
Jace
the
tried.
very beginning, they couldn't.
J- yeah, Jace really tried. He brought it
Oh
to
yeah.
Mecha Frieza, but
It was
just,
just way too much of a hurdle.
although he almost killed Metacooler,
Yeah.
but then Metacooler found out he could use Supernova as well.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
and
that is a
Cold
thing
was
that
tagging.
mhm.
I mean, they were both tagging, but Cold especially.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
That's a thing that a few of the supporters and teams don't understand or didn't know about Cold. They have 4 characters with supernova type ultimates, and I this is counting Frieza with the destroy the planet. It's a
Wait, this
small
cool.
supernova, but it's a supernova.
Wait, regular Cooler has one too?
Yes.
Oh my
In
god.
his second form, he has a supernova. That's
Oh
why
my
all
god.
last season they tried to get him to spam his ultimate
Oh
so
my
that they
god,
could
no.
have Frieza, Mecha Frieza, Cooler, and Meta Cooler as
Oh.
fucking supernova, 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 supernova.
Oh my god, that's Oh,
It's brutal.
I was
It's
better
very
off not
brutal.
knowing these things. How dare you
Yeah.
tell me?
I'm sorry, but that's what happens.
Yeah. Oh my God. Damn it.
Yeah. It's also why Cold is an extremely solid team. The only two characters on their team that don't have that type of ultimate is King Cold and Zengia.
Yeah, but I mean, it was really nice to see Cold break their losing streak
Mm-hmm.
and to see them show what type of a team they really are.
Yeah.
So it was, as much as I hated seeing the Ginyu Force lose again. It was nice to see Cold
Yeah.
back to their old selves. And I think that's about it for that one.
Yeah. I think that's it about it for that one as well. Now let's move on to match 8. Derp versus Namek. And this was the first divisional match.
Yes, not a
Ooh, that
not
ultimate, man.
24,000 points of damage
Mm-hmm.
from early Piccolo. Yes, right?
Yes, early Piccolo.
Okay, yeah.
That was an
It's hard
ultimate.
to tell because yeah, 24,000 because he had, well, first it was an ultimate, and then Salza had -2 to his defense due to power body and attack +2, defense -1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so hard to come back from that in a one-on-one fight.
Yeah.
But I mean, Salza, I believe Salza actually killed early Piccolo because he followed up with the ultimate of his own. So
Actually, wait.
what he
You're
did?
actually watching the match, correct?
Yeah,
This was at the very beginning of the match, right?
yeah. They were the first two on the field,
Okay, that was late Piccolo.
so that was just a B2.
That was just a B2 with Super +2, Key -1.
So that shows how powerful a charged B2 can be.
Yeah, especially with defense negatives.
Holy shit! See,
Yeah,
that's why I was confused because he was in the purple stuff.
yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if he was in the turban or not because I wasn't paying attention to this match. Lol, 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 lol. I had stuff
Da,
to
da,
do.
da. Yeah, he was very important league stuff.
I had to mow the lawn.
Like I said, very important league stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Although Tambourine started to show his last season self again.
Yeah, he could have very well gotten elite. He was very dominant
Yeah,
from what I
and
remember.
I mean Supreme Kai he started off a little rough against Tambourine.
Yeah.
Then he started to bring it back, and then even against early Piccolo, he wasn't doing too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he just couldn't keep up with it. Early Piccolo was just so aggressive.
Yeah.
And then trying to think, it was then early Piccolo versus Goku missed with a Kamehameha that was in max power mode, so that hurt.
Yeah.
Piccolo tagged early,
Mm-hmm.
brought Tambourine back out,
Yep.
who just really, really laid into Goku, taking like no damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then Devilman came in and just what we'd seen from Devilman before, he just didn't seem to do. He just got trounced by Tambourine.
Yeah.
But it was a little rough because I mean, Pycon didn't even touch the field, sadly.
Yeah. Although,
It's funny. Two two people, Super Boo and Pycon, that had been brought in to see how they can do, didn't step on the field.
mm-hmm.
But God, it I, it was really weird showing from Derp because I feel like their team's been doing better than what they showed.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's just a Derp week. Pardon the bit of a joke, but it was a tough one for them to have to lose because this was the first divisional match for them.
Yeah, and that's gonna set them behind. Although, in lighter news, that means that there's no teams that have no wins so far.
Yes,
Every team
yes.
has at least one win.
Yay for equality.
Yes. And this includes Earth Defenders, Majins, Derp, Cold, and Namek.
Well, Majin's hadn't been a
Well, you only
team.
have one win. I'm just saying the ones with one win.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. And in fact, I mean the entire league is fairly even. We have the Super Saiyans and the Dragon Ball Warriors at 4-0. We
Right.
have the Gohans at 3-1.
They're the
Then
only 3-1 team.
yeah, then we have the Valkyries, Androids, Boos, Ginyu, Blades, Muscle, Saiyans, Rugrats, all at 2-2. And
Yes.
then those five Earth Defenders, Majin, Sturp, Cold, Namek at 1-3. That is the closest we have ever had a season be so far.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think it's time to move on to the questions. First off, we have one from Daxter,
Ooh.
asked February 15th, 2016 at 7:04 p.m. That was last week, if I recall correctly. What is the
Sure.
most interesting team and free agent pairing that you have seen?
Hmm.
Interesting.
I mean, for me, I think it's Gohan's and Bojack.
Well, you're focusing on him because you almost had him.
No, I just mean it's just so funny because I guess because Bojack has been he's always been focused as kind of the same thing Teen Gohan is when he was on Muscle. He
Yeah, just
he was
ultimate spam, ultimate spam, ultimate spam.
exactly. So that's why I thought it was interesting that they picked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, honestly, that's why I was going to try to put him as I also was ultimate was come in with Savior, use his ultimate, give him something like Kibito so he can go right back up to it with his max power mode B1, throw out
Mm-hmm.
another ultimate. So I thought it was interesting that they would get another character that had only been used for that since they already had Teen Gohan, who which had been who would do that like crazy.
True.
So that's why.
Although, right now on the build that he is doing amazingly with, it's just melee.
Yeah, and I think it's neat that they went in that direction
Yeah.
because I think before a lot of teams so focused on his B2s or they didn't have the right AI for his melee when they tried it.
Mm-hmm.
But I just I like seeing because we've always said that Bojack has had the potential to be amazing,
Yeah.
and I think we're finally getting to see it
Mm-hmm.
for what he should be. No offense to Viper.
Yeah. I'm. Yeah. Um. I think the most interesting one to me has to be Pycon because he is the free agent of the team that he kind of sort of fits the best with. I mean, out of all of the teams, I would think that he would fit the best on Namek
Yeah, I
simply
mean,
because of the green skin.
wow, way to be racist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Shush.
no, I think the only other team that you could even make a claim for would be sorta Derp, but because of the movie. But sadly, in his actual appearance in the series, he went to toe to toe with Goku.
Was he derpy in the movie?
Yes, extremely so.
Like, did he have a huge, huge, huge build up and then do nothing?
Well, I mean, the whole huge buildup was what he did in the series. Where they had put him on level with Goku, and then I think Squee even said he was like yelling at jelly beans and stuff, and it was just
Oh,
weird.
yeah. Yeah,
So like,
okay.
so
I
if
can
if I had to
sort of
pick a
see
team
that.
that had the best argument, it'd be Derp, ironically enough. But because
Eh.
I'm more than Namek since we know he's not a Namekian.
Yeah, I know he's not a Namekian, but I kind of like him on Namek.
I no, I'm quite happy he's there too.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see my point.
Yes.
Good.
Anyways, the next question is again by Daxter, February 15th, 2016, 7:04 p.m. Which free agent are you surprised went undrafted? If you give me a second, I will tell you which ones went undrafted.
I was just about to say because have no idea.
Grandpa Gohan, Apool, Slug, Frieza Soldier Costume 1, and Frieza Soldier Costume 2.
I mean, they all kind of make sense why they didn't get drafted. But I guess Grandpa Gohan, if I had to pick one, because I mean, he's the only one that's been on a team before, and he didn't do too badly on the Gohans.
Yeah, he did fairly okay. I'm still kind of wondering why they dropped him. He was fairly inconsistent. Actually, no, he wasn't on the Gohans. He was on Dragon Ball Warriors
Yes, I'm
in
sorry,
Derp.
Dragon Ball
Um,
Warriors.
he was
My bad.
fairly okay. He just wasn't as consistent as they would like.
Right, but
Um,
but
that was on the old AI though.
well, that's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
why I thought someone
old
would have picked him
difficulty.
up instead of like Zingaya
Yeah,
uh
and he has sleep. He
or
has
General Blue.
he is one of the only ones that has a 1 bar after image strike
Yes,
and a 2 bar sleep. That is extreme discounts on his B1s. Granted, you can't like up
B1.
his B1 anything with Kabitos or anything like that, but
I mean, Yajirobe almost pulled off a sensu bean. How often? So with 5 bar stocks, so
mm-hmm.
Grandpa Gohan could possibly, pull out a couple or try to pull out some sleeps.
Yeah.
But like, I'm surprised he got picked over General Blue.
Yeah. Well, General Blue was assigned to to um to androids
That's
because they didn't actually
that's
bid.
right.
Same thing with Blades with Chi Chi. That's just what random.org described. Hey, you should be on this team. Hey, you should be on this team. But I still
That
think Grandpa Gohan should have been take had a harder look at.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad we agree.
Yes. And Slug would have been interesting, but eh. I can
Yeah,
see why he wasn't picked because I mean, it's new difficulty.
exactly.
Yeah. Nobody knows how he's going to perform and with the old seasons, he was kind of bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it just that leaves a bad impression in people's, opinions.
Mm-hmm. On to X Syspawn X, February 23rd, 2016 at 4:15 p.m. Which team will be the last undefeated team in Season 7, Dragon Ball Warriors or Super Saiyans?
Super Saiyans.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to say Super Saiyans
I
because
mean,
they are that dominant.
they're just all that powerful.
Yeah,
It's
I
it's
can.
it's really nothing against Dragon Ball Warriors, but
Mm-hmm. You guys are extremely solid. They are more solid.
yeah, I mean, you saw what they did with 3 members of their team.
Mm-hmm.
Again, well, no, I guess. Oh yeah, no, just 3, right?
Yeah, just three.
Yeah,
Um,
against a Kid Buu team.
there have been several weeks where they only needed 2 or 3 characters to take down a
Yeah,
team.
I mean, it's not impossible to take the Super Saiyans down, just really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think I hate to say it, Dragon Ball Warriors do great as a whole, but I think their team's a little more inconsistent than the Super Saiyans are right now.
Mm-hmm. And on to his next question. Also, what is your favorite character to watch so far this season? Has it changed from last season?
Oh God, it's a tough one. Favorite character to watch?
That is a
I,
very good question. I
honestly,
think
oh sorry, you go first.
I think my favorite character to watch right now is early Goku because he has been so solid and so dominant. And it
That's
has changed from end Goku, or not end Goku, but mid Goku, my mid Goku.
yours.
Yeah, which is, to be fair, that's why I have been focusing on him in the past Zcast, saying that TNAI isn't working because that is not the mid Goku that I remember.
Right.
That's not the mid Goku that was a complete monster that would be able to wipe enemy teams with being angry.
Right. Um, for mine, it's kind of a tie, but they're from the same team, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Captain Ginyu and Zarbon,
Of
because
course, you'd go with the Guinea Force.
Well, okay. For
You and
those
your
of you that don't,
bias.
for those of you that don't know, okay, just listen. For those of you that don't know, I was the Ginyu Force captain for one season, and then I promptly dropped their ass because they didn't work at all how I thought they would, and I moved to the Majins. I am so happy with the current coach that he has Captain Ginyu working so well.
Mhm.
He is amazing to watch. He is no longer one of those characters that drops onto the field and you're hoping he does 10,000 damage.
Yeah.
He's amazing
Although
to watch.
I wouldn't put it solely in the captain's hands. They have a really good support structure there.
They do.
Their
Yes. I meant
supporters are fantastic.
I should
Gomeljack
have
and
said
Anthony, fantastic.
yes, you're right. I apologize. I should have said the team.
Mhm.
I was so used to when I was the Ginyu Force and talking to myself because no one wanted to be part of that team. Um, but yeah, between Captain Ginyu doing so amazing from last season, and we finally get to see how good Zarbon can be, to where I think he might be their best character, like average damage wise.
Mhm.
It's so fun to watch them fight, especially those two.
Yeah,
So
I can believe it, especially since Zarbon is now in
believe
the
it.
league. Ha, believe it.
That series,
Ha, ha. Naruto, believe it.
we
Anyways,
we do that too.
on to, let me just refresh this really quickly. On to what could very well be our final question
Yes.
by Gomeljack 56 minutes ago. Which free agent do you feel has had the most impact on their team's success so far this season? I have a feeling we might have already answered this like a week or two back, but
Um.
I'm going to have to say Zarbon.
Yes. Because I mean, obviously, some people would automatically go to, oh, Bojack, but the Gohans have always had a powerful team.
Yeah,
He's helping them, that's for sure.
yeah,
But like Byrne said, I think Zarbon is really making the difference that they need.
yes. It has turned their team from a sort of mediocre team to the actual Ginyu force,
Yeah,
a
they are
force to be reckoned with.
they are the elite squad.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't need Goldo.
Yeah, they don't need Golda.
Because he is horrible.
Let me refresh one last time. Nope, that is the final question. And on to our next segment, which will be predictions
Yes.
for next week. We have match one, Valkyries versus the Super Saiyans. The Super Saiyans are at their hometown, unless they choose to do a map change.
But
And let's see, they will have. The Super Saiyans will have Mid Vegeta.
oh Jesus.
And let's see who the Valkyries will have.
Videl, right?
No,
Oh no, she's out.
she's their free agent rotation. They're probably never
That's
going
right.
to bring Videl in because she's
That's right.
been so bad during the preseason.
That's right.
The weekly rotation is Fasha. Fasha will be in.
I mean, I I hate to say it, I really do, but I gotta go with Super Saiyans
Mm-hmm.
because God damn it, they're scary.
Yep, they're just way too solid. I have to agree with you.
I mean,
It'll
if
it'll be an interesting fight. I
oh
hope
God,
the
yeah,
Vals take them down, but I mean, at this point, I can't say that they won't win
yeah. I mean, if 18 goes back to what she was able to do and starts
against
throwing out
Cold.
her ultimates,
Yeah.
yeah, and if Pan stays solid like we've seen her be able to do,
Mm-hmm.
I think the Vals have a shot.
Yeah. With Fasha
But
in.
yeah, with Fasha in and depending on who they bench.
Mm-hmm.
But I I gotta go with Super Saiyans.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
Next team we have match two: Androids versus Earth Defenders at Earth Defenders, this is a divisional match. So this is going to be at Kami's Lookout. And Earth Defenders will have Android 19 in
Ooh.
versus 17.
So 19 can only grab one person on the opposing team.
Unless they bench him.
Right. Unless they buy the bench. Or if Cell benches.
Well, if they bench Cell, then he
Yeah.
can't grab anybody, and it's useless. So
Yeah, that. Ooh,
might
that.
have been a bad idea last week to
Yeah.
bench 19, but
I mean,
I don't know.
ugh.
I don't know.
I mean,
Because of that.
on the other side of the spectrum,
Hmm.
if Jiro goes up against 19,
Well, yeah, but he has 3 targets compared to
I
fucking
didn't say it was
19
good
0.
odds.
Yeah.
I never said made that claim.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, I gotta go androids.
Yeah, I have to as well. It also will be interesting to see what ED cooks up next to see if
Yeah,
they
because
decide to try new AI on Goku again, or if they try and make him melee or whatever.
or
I
what they
mean,
try to do with Yamcha.
or what they tried to do with Yamcha, if anything.
Yeah,
I still
and
think that last week was a fluke with
I
Yamcha.
agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
But you never know how a team reacts.
Yeah.
Different teams, different people react differently. People react differently to stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Some say it's a fluke and they just want to ride it out. Others say that we got to change it.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting at the very
Yeah.
least.
But still, I mean, the androids have the match in their favor so hard.
Yeah,
It's not even funny.
at least it's not. There's no water, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that.
So
Although
that's
Earth
one.
Defenders could buy a water map for no reason and just
It's
say fuck it to the
just to
match.
throw their money away.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
On to match 3. We have Gohans versus Saiyans. And the
Hmm.
will have Gohans will have future Gohan
Yes.
because they put Kid on the free agent bench.
Oh my God, it's so nice to see old One Arm again.
Yeah, old One Arm. That's going to be
Slot
great.
Machine. No, that's his name. Slot Machine.
Slot machine because
The old
that's all
slot
you can
machine.
do. Okay. Okay. And Saiyans are going to have Bardock in. Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Oh, I can definitely see the Saiyans doing this.
I mean, I think
This is at the
this is
Saiyans home map as well.
right. Well, this is by far the closest match I think we have to call so far.
Yeah.
Um, damn.
Yeah.
It's so tough because if the Gohans come up like they've been doing, I mean, if either of the team, if they go up at their fullest, I think it'll be a very close match,
Mhm.
possibly decided by just 1 or 2 health bars.
Yeah. So with that, it's almost a coin toss. It's going to be an extremely tight match. What are you going to pick?
I'm actually gonna go Gohans
I'm gonna go Saiyans.
just because
Mm-hmm.
if the Gohan, it depends who the Gohans end with.
Yeah.
Because at the end, there's going to be monkeys.
Yeah, there's going to be monkeys. There's going to be a whole bunch of tags because
Exactly.
that's what the Saiyans have been doing to win a
Exactly.
lot of their matches.
Exactly. So if you end with characters like Future Gohan and Teen Gohan, I think the Gohans have a little bit of an advantage with their B2s.
Yeah.
Because good luck having a giant ape dodge a cutscene ultimate.
Yeah.
But if it's with Saiyaman or Bojack even, I think the Great Apes will be able to take down their melee. So it's really hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to have to stick with the Gohans.
Yes.
Because Teen Gohan and Bojack.
Fair enough. On
And
to match 4. We have
yes.
another divisional match. Blades versus Boos. Another very interesting, fairly close match.
Yes, both teams to start with B.
Yep, and it will be at the hyperbolic time chamber. Let's see. The
Ooh.
Blades will have. I don't know because they didn't put their bench again. Please put your bench, please. Um,
Um,
let's
Trying
see.
to
They
think.
have Yaj, Taps, Cyborg Tao. They will have Cyborg Tao
Okay.
versus the Boos, who will have Gohan
Ma-
Boo.
Ooh. Oh, that's right.
Majin
Majin
Buu
Buu is
is the free agent right now.
right because they brought Vegeta in.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Um, you want
You
to go
know,
first this time?
I can see it being more in favor for the Boos. It depends heavily on Oob.
Not just Oob, Evil Boo. What Evil Boo do we see?
I'm not too sure that it depends as heavily on Evil Boo as it does on Oob, because a lot of their extreme hard victories have been because of Oob.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, personally, I gotta go Blades because Janemba has just been crazy. A lot of the Blades have been a lot more solid than we've seen in previous.
Mm-hmm.
Can't really say that because they won last season. But in
In
general, the whole team seems more consistent.
well, in the previous weeks they've been kind of all over the place, but Janimba has been a lot better. Tapion has been a lot better. Hell,
Yeah.
Yajirobe this week has been a lot better.
And Trunks was a lot better this week.
Yeah, they've been slowly gaining their stride.
Yeah.
Slowly.
So I got to go Blades just because of, I mean, mainly Janemba, but just because all of them have seemed to be stepping up.
Fair enough. On to match 5. We have Cold versus you, and I know who you're going to pick.
Maybe
You will have to have who?
we will have to have Majin Vegeta in.
Okay, versus Cold, who will have to have Frieza.
Uh, oh, yay!
Yep,
Awesome, because
yep.
that's
That's
who I
what you
wanted.
wanted to hear. Yep.
I mean, in all, I have to say my own team because it's my own team, but it's not going to be an easy fight.
Mm-hmm.
I I'm scared of Cold right now because of last week. I mean, yeah, they started off rough, but I always knew they would come back
Mm-hmm.
because their team is scary, and I don't mean the characters on the team. I mean their supporters and their coach. They do a lot of work for their team,
Yeah.
and I think that we're finally seeing that pay off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm afraid to see it pay off all over my face this week.
Ha ha ha.
That didn't mean to come out that way.
Yeah,
I swear
innuendos.
to God, it didn't.
Anyways, I'm gonna have to go with Cold
I don't
because
blame you.
I think they are at the moment a bit more solid than the Majins, unfortunately.
I no, I agree with you.
Yeah. It really depends on if Deborah and if Baby are given a chance to breathe, if they're even in. Um and if Cold actually throws out as many B2s as they're known to do.
Yeah, I mean, and if they can ultimate spam, my team is just would
Yeah.
supernova to hell.
Yeah.
Because we saw that last week where Nick Frieza decided he had moves, and so did Metacooler, and it was just very orange and scary.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Next up, we have Derp versus Rugrats for match 6. Uh,
well, Derp will have to have in.
yeah.
Um,
Derp will have to have, let me check.
they have to have. It's gonna come to me when I look it
Kui.
up.
Kui.
Yes, who has been doing well,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
Rugrats need to
GT
have.
Goku has to be in.
Yeah. Oh,
It's still really heavily in Rugrats' favor, but it also depends because they have to they have to start benching Trunks and Goten
Right.
more. So if we see Gotenks, I mean,
I
I'm not sure.
yeah. I
It,
I
it
think
hmm?
I think I know who Derp is going to sit because of reasons.
Hmm.
Obviously I can't say anything, but it's just I want Derp to win
Yeah,
because I
I
love
would love
Team
that
Derp.
too. Yeah.
Nothing against Rugrats. Let me make that perfectly clear. But I think I have to side with the Rugrats because their team is just scary. Fused or not, and despite last week, they got Dodoria working.
Hmm.
You got Dodoria working. Cell Jr.'s doing amazing. And GT Goku, last appearance we saw, he actually used Super Saiyan 4 to great effect.
Yeah, to um I would arguably say win the match because of it.
Yes, because he did 20K with just those two B2s.
Yeah, back to back.
So, I mean, I got to go with Rugrats.
I'm gonna have to go with Rugrats as well.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it also depends on whether Derp continues to change their builds because they've been doing that quite a lot.
Yes.
But hey, maybe they'll find something.
Fingers crossed.
Hmm. On to match 7. We have Ginyu versus Dragon Ball Warriors.
This will be an interesting one.
Hmm.
If we can get the Ginyu of old back in, that'd be great. Oh, well, who's in for
Yeah. Who's in for Ginyu? Let's see.
for
Ginyu will have Captain Ginyu.
okay. And DB Warriors will have Nam.
Ugh.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to side with DB Warriors. Simply because of
I
Nam. I mean, they have Nam, they have early Goku, they have Tao, who are all extremely solid.
yeah,
I mean, Ginyu is fairly solid as well, but I mean, they are powerhouse characters. All three
yeah,
of those.
but yeah, I hate to say it, but I gotta agree with you.
Yeah.
I think DB Warrior with Nam in is just scary.
Yeah.
When yeah, so yeah, I gotta go DBW.
Hmm. Now, I'm not saying that Ginyu Force should just, lose on purpose or just
Oh
give
God,
up.
no.
No. Prove us wrong, please. Please.
Yes, we take down an undefeated team.
That would be cool for the Ginyu Force to do.
Exactly. Big claim to fame.
Hmm. And on to our final match of the week, another divisional match, which makes 3 this week.
Yes,
Match
big week for a
8.
lot of.
Hmm. Match 8, Namek versus Muscle. This will be at Muscle Tower, and Namek will
We'll get
have
King Piccolo.
um yes, they will get King Piccolo versus Muscle, who will have
Garlic.
yep, Garlic.
Cool. Or is it Super Boo?
No, 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 it's Garlic. Super Boo was in
That's
last
right,
week.
Super Boo. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, gotcha. Definitely garlic. Right? Yeah, no,
Yeah,
who's their free agent bench?
Nappa.
That's right. Nappa
Yes.
got the boot.
Yes.
That's right.
In my opinion, very justified.
Oh God, yeah. No, I think that was the right call to make.
Hmm.
Um,
I've always felt that Nappa's been weaker.
yes.
Hmm. Just because he's had some okay matches in the past, but I mean overall as a character, he's really meh. His
Yeah, I
B2
think
setup is just not
his
good.
only one of them is actually good.
Yeah, only one of them is good, but the other one is it requires the enemy character to derp despite being across the map and
And it
across the map B2,
and
which
it leaves
reminds
him
me.
way too open.
Oh yeah, it leaves him way too open. Which reminds me of a certain character that was on my team, that had a fairly even setup, with that, which is Krillin, which can be used across the map,
Yes.
takes a long time for the animation to work, and requires somebody to actually derp in order to get hit by it. The only difference is Nappa's did a little bit more damage,
Yes.
but it still was just bleh, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, I think that was the right call. But the interesting thing about both of these teams is we don't know how their free agents are going to do because we didn't get to see either of them last week.
Mm-hmm.
PyCon never made the field for Namek. Super Boo never made the field for Muscle.
Yeah.
And if both of them are in, I think the match might come down to them, like
Yeah.
how well the free agent does. Because don't get me wrong, 13 and Broly, we saw how dangerous they were, but we also saw how dangerous Tambourine and early Piccolo are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will be a close match, but I'm willing to bet that PyCon will edge out Super Boo in the free agent category, and so I side with Namek.
I am going to have to do the opposite because it's a close match. It's going to be a close match.
Oh God, yeah.
Um, I think that the combined forces of 13 and Broly will be able to, um, essentially catch up whatever Super Boo does,
Right. Oh,
unless they end up benching Super Boo or, um, what's going on?
no, no, no. Keep going.
Unless they bench Super Boo or Roshi, and even then, I think there will be enough to, uh, shore up the weaknesses of Garlic Jr.
Yeah. No, I completely get that, and it's going to be close either way. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Also, I realized that we didn't say this at the beginning, but this week we had a special guest. His
oh
name
God,
was
yeah.
Rhyme Styles. He is fairly popular with the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, anything Dragon Ball, anything.
And
Um,
he was a delight to have on the stream. He
yeah,
really
he was
brought
fantastic.
he brought a
Um,
really nice atmosphere. I guess
mhm.
is the right word.
He has also promoted us on his channel, by running a highlight reel of the cold match.
Yes.
So,
Thank
a
you very much again for doing
yes.
that. We really do appreciate it.
Hmm. As you guys have noticed, we've gotten a few, extra supporters, and hopefully we'll get a lot more. It'll be exciting. We might have some more special guests, but we're still looking into it. So far, our both special guests we've had have been amazing.
Oh, definitely. And
Hmm.
I just hope we can keep getting them because they add it's really nice to listen to people. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's great to hear from Piff always, but it's just
Yes.
so interesting to listen to people that really uh, haven't really seen this too much.
Hmm. Who
And
don't
just
know as much about the
exactly, but
league to
you
hear them figure things out for the first time.
and not just that, but to hear the excitement in their
Hmm.
voices. I remember, during week 2 when we had Christopher Sabat, just how excited he sounded. You could hear it in his voice during the Derp Cold match. And
Hmm.
there were a couple times last week where Rhyme Style, you could just hear how excited he was
Yeah.
from this. And it's such a nice feeling to hear that from people from outside of our, 7 season community.
Hmm.
And, hopefully they'll become part of our community in more ways.
Yes. Um, but anyways, please give some love to Rhyme Styles. He he
Oh God,
was
yeah.
he was a great co-com, and his YouTube channel. If you want to, follow anything DBZ related or Dragon Ball related, just give him a follow. I do believe his name is just Rhyme Styles. RHYMESTYLE.
All one word.
Yes. And I think that's it for this Zcast. Is there
I
anything else
believe.
that you can think of?
Uh, no, I think we covered everything pretty well, and I'm really looking forward to the next week.
Indeed. We'll catch you guys next week. Ta
Have
ta.
have bye.
Have bye.